Okay, so I'm not very well. I'm self-isolating, and I decided I was going to bake a cake, and my ex suggested I make a fun one, and so I thought I'd make a coronavirus cake. Um, yeah, because why not? Right, the sound seems to be working. Could do with turning it up a little bit, but yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I set this camera last night for a live stream I was doing, and I thought I'd plug another one in to do this. I don't normally have this table here; it's normally over there, but with the cameras, I thought this would be better. So right, so we're going to have a look at some coronavirus, and then see if we can. Look, I must have searched for it before. We can look to see if I can design one. Now I mean all of this is false colour because they're so small, they don't know what they look like. It's probably look like that. But they all seem to be some kind of circle with these things coming off them. Something like that. I am going to turn this volume up, I think. Give me 1 second. Close that. Can I boost that up anymore? Sorry about this. I'm going to have to gain. Gonna make it go a little bit higher. Is that any better? Is that any better? Is that any better? I think that's about it. Is that clipping now or not? Sorry about this. I should have worked this out beforehand. I'm just gonna quickly bring up the thing. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is that a little bit better? I think so. I think so, yeah. Turn the monitor off again. Right, sorry about that. Back again now. Sorry, my computer's just over there. Right, so let's have a look at this this image then, shall we? Right, that one looks quite good. It has these things coming out of it. I think that's going to be easier to make a cake like that then. So how many does it have? I mean, I know these are all kind of artistic impressions, but this has got like hundreds of you know, I have no idea what these are called, spines, whereas that one has got these big kind of blobby spines. That one's similar. No, I'm not doing. You see, that is completely, or it could be like this. I think because they're all just artistic impressions, they just kind of, did the scientists just say, you know, did the scientists just say it's like a ball with little things coming off it that look like little suckers from the xenomorph from Red Dwarf, I don't know. Right, so I think I'm going to go for something like, yeah, something like this one. Yeah, so I need a circle, and from the side I'll probably make it like this, and then maybe some bits coming off it. Right, so I need a dome, I think. Let's go. Oh yeah, every now and again you might see me taking some lentil. Right. Hope no one's going to eat this cake because I'm not feeling great. Flour. Don't think that's safe. That is plain flour. Gross. You know, I'm generally okay when I'm sitting down. Then when I get up and start moving, I start coughing, which is not great. I think this is what I need. Alright, let me just widen that out a bit. Right, I think if I make sorry, I'm just bringing up my monitor again so I can see what I'm doing. You can see it here on the camera, but I need to see it there as well. Right, so that can be the base, that can be layer 1. Which is slightly bigger. Maybe I could do one of those is 2 of those is 2 and 3, and then one of those I can put a little bit in so then it bulges up like that and makes it so it raises in the middle more, and then that can be the top piece there. So I think I need 4 of those for now, and that'll do for now. Right, so not that one. I think if I make these, and again make sure that they we get that shape, and then they bulge like upwards on the top, kind of overfill them, and then that can be. Oh no, we actually want them fairly flat on top, don't we? Alright, okay, well we won't overfill them then, we'll just do that, but with muffin cases. And then those can be the bits on the outside. Right, let's get on with this. It might take some time. I need to put those down for a bit. Yeah, well, this is going to be covered with germs when I've done. Right, bowls. Cool. I could be doing this as a how-to, shouldn't I? Oh, I'm not that good at baking. Anyway, there's your eggs. And that was, you know what? I've completely forgotten what that was now. Right. That's 300 grams. Fair enough. Now I'm going to see how close I can get to this to be 300 in one bit. Oh, hang on, where's my bit? You know what, I'm just going to do a quick sound check on the live stream. Test that it's working. 1 2 1 2. Oh, that's fine. Right. Hello all you viewers. Cool. Nice to see you. You can comment in the chat room and stuff if you want. I don't even know what I'm looking for now. Right, so let's try and get this closest to 300 as possible. That's 500, so let's go there. I'm going to do it all in one go. There. Here we go. 300. 234, nowhere near, but I did leave a lot behind here. If I try and get the stuff from this section that I left behind. That'll do. Whoa. 298, that'll do. You know, I see all these people on Great British Bake Off and stuff, and they just throw everything into the mixer, and I call that cheating, and I never cheat. Or I call it, I don't have any space for a mixer in this tiny little kitchen, so I have to do everything by hand. I'm streaming this to Facebook and Twitch and YouTube all at the same time, but I can see all of the chat rooms here using this little widget, so if you want to leave me a message, you can do. Also on the Great British Bake Off, they would use actual real butter instead of sunflower spread, but if I use sunflower spread, I can give the cake to somebody I know who can't have milk, but I don't think they'll want this cake anyway today. But that's why I have now. Oh, might have cracked that one too much. Nope, that's fine. Oh, there we are again. I got this seat to sit on while I was doing this, but have you heard that? Oh, I don't care. Right, creaks a bit too much. we can do this again. Land it exactly on 300. Oh, there we go. That says 307, but there was 7 grams of other stuff left in when I started. Obviously I didn't say that, so that might be me cheating again. When I'm doing petrol at the pumps, I will often be going up, say I'm going at £20 of petrol, I'll be going up and counting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then when I get to 15, £5 out, I look away or close my eyes, and then when I think the time's up, I let go, and then look at the thing and see how close to 20 I've got it, which is a sad thing to do, I know. I try and do these little things to keep myself amused. Sorry, that's gross. I know. This is mostly cold now anyway. Make myself a cup of tea in a bit. Now I think the whoa. Note to self: don't put the bowl back on the very smooth, curved set of scales there. The bowl might end up on the floor. Is this thick enough for it? Come on, let's keep going. Oh, hi viewers. You can see some viewers on the computer here. So say hello if you're kicking around. There's going to be a lot of mixing and stuff, but in a while I'm going to be decorating the cake, and that is always a lot more fun and colourful to watch. Let's stick around. Put comments in the chat room if you want to chat. And I will answer any medical questions about coronavirus and how best to isolate yourself. And if you trust me to answer them correctly or to know more than medical professionals and followed my advice, I would suggest that that's your own fault. But, you know, if you want to chat about it, I'm willing to chat. Now, it was on Thursday when I started feeling a little bit off, and then I woke up on Friday feeling terrible and with a cough and a really stuffed up head. And I was convinced that I had a temperature until Lauren went and bought a thermometer after work, because she's amazing, and came and we took my temperature and we took her temperature, and it turned out hers was higher than mine. I didn't have a temperature at all, but you know, better be sorry than safe. And so, but I do have a cough, so I'm isolating myself. We were meant to be going to a watercolour art class on Friday, but it was cancelled anyway, because the artist does work for the NHS and goes to hospitals and stuff, and again, she wanted to be safe, take precautions and stuff, so we're looking to get a nice and smooth. I'm not so worried about taste today, because I think it might only be me eating this cake over the next few days, even though it's massive. We'll see. See, that should be pretty smooth, with, you know, maybe there's a little bit lumpy, but that's fine. It's only going to be the Wow, it's warming up in here with the hang on, you can't even see what I'm doing here. With the oven on. Let's move that over there. Oh, by the way, I'm switching the cameras using a little keypad here. And if you're interested, I've got a little GoPro there, and I've got one of my little camcorders here, and my streaming laptop down there, which is easy for me because I do live streaming for a hobby and also for work. Right, tins. I think we'll see how far we get with these ones. Oh, this feels so gross. I'll have to clean all this once I'm a little bit better. It's not very fun. Where's my scissors? Oh, there they are. Oh, I never do this with that. In fact, it's a bit better when it's a little bit big on these ones because it goes up the side a little bit, so the stuff doesn't get quite as stuck in there. Oh, that's the closed one. Oh hi, Tom. It's nice to see you. Where are you from? Where are you watching from? I mean, I don't really care where you were born, you know. Oh no, I'm personally interested in all my viewers and my and my people watching me do live stream. You all mean a great deal to me. You'll want to get the butter or fake butter down into this bit so it doesn't stick, the cake mix doesn't stick there. And my theory is there's butter in there anyway, so probably can't have too much, can't put too much on there. Now I've always wondered, do you put this with the with it going in like that or out of the tin? I don't really know, but that one seems to work okay. So I didn't hate that one. Before you get concerned about the pencil lead in the pencils, it's not lead, it's just graphite. There we go. Now I can't move it because my hands are too greasy and it's stuck on. There we go. Done. if you've got any burning questions, just throw them in the chat room. Oh, hi Tom. Bristol. That's a long way away. Unless you're in America, and then it appears really close to Manchester, but there you are. Right. Let's get this on the go. Right, let's do this big one first. About that. Let's see. Nope, way more than that. Yeah, that's probably a bit too much. Cool. Right, I'm going to divide this in half and then put half in there and half in that one. There you go, it's divided in half. I'm not sure that's how it works. Yep, this will work. I think. No, I don't think I've got enough for that one. We'll see. Who's this Perfect Society? I use silver as long as it's vegan. With biological ingredients I'm okay with. Zoonotic or not, I don't really care. Bye. Thank you, Perfect Society. I don't quite understand the what you're saying there. But anyway, nice to see you, Perfect Society. I will bear in mind zoonotic ingredients. Cool. I mean, remember guys, if you're really a vegan, you should be against, you know, killing the coronavirus and the bacteria in your hands, obviously, because they're animals too. I don't think that's how it works either, but there you are. Right, you know, I don't think I've got enough of this cake here to make another layer. I might have to put some more, the second batch in it. But that's fine because I can only put 2 in the oven at the same time because I... Woohoo! Cool. Right. Gross. Sorry about that, everybody. Not very well. Whew, that's warm. 1, 2. Right, what am I doing? Looking at that. Right, timer set. Right, what are we doing now? I mean, to finish that one, do that one. We need enough for that one. So that's 2 eggs, 3 eggs. Right, let's do another 4 eggs. Cake mix, nice. Right, let's start measuring. Where's my eggs? Right, last of the lens hit. Oh, it's basically cold. Gross. Right. Put the kettle on in a bit. Right, if the last eggs were 300 grams, meaning the eggs were is that 60? Yeah, 60 grams each. That's 57, 125, 192. Must mean that one's bigger. Oh no, that, yeah, 240. That is cool. Let's do it. Yeah, that's 200 in there. Obviously. If the other one was 300, this has got to be 2. And then we need, what did I say, 240. Need about half of 100 grams. Done. Guys, I think this is going to get more interesting when I get to the decorating bits, but when people give me feedback on my cake, it turns out the more simple the decoration sometimes, the more people like it. Like the taste, and the more extreme the decoration, the more people like the decoration. I don't mean extreme decoration, I mean like over the top decoration. Oh no, there's a lump there. You think the whole lump's going in? 231, that's pretty good. 240. Right, we've got a couple more minutes left for the baking of the cake. Where can I hold this here? Let's get this mixed in. I don't know why I was doing that. Right, come on brain, keep working. Hang on, is blue self-raising flour or... Yeah, blue is self-raising flower. Yeah, blue's got to be self-raising flower. Yeah. Pop it in there this time. Didn't do that one well at all. My record is tarnished. I think the problem was my hands were all slimy from the mix. That's my excuse. If I'd made the excuse before I'd have done it, you'd have believed me, but... Oh, fail on the very last one. Come here, you. Got it. Let's get this mixed in. Yeah, I'm gonna just see if I can do a continuous pour and get exactly the right amount of flour, which again is a dumb challenge, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And 60, 80, 232. I chickened out. 244. Didn't even get it right. Anyway. Right. I think I'm done with that now. Now, I was going to do some baking. And had some lemons, but then me and Griffin had pancakes on Wednesday, and then oh hang on, is the music finished? I had pancakes on Wednesday and we had a lemon there, so I'm gonna start the music again. It's because I'm not monitoring the live stream as it's going on. Okay, should I turn it up a little bit? It's a bit quiet, isn't it? Yeah, normally if I was live streaming for work, I'd be monitoring the sound the whole time. But at the moment, I can't. Not like this. I just got cake on the streaming computer. Gross. No, that's a little bit loud. Done. Right. Oh hi, I've seen some more people have joined the live stream. If you want to just jump in the chat room there and or the chat and say where you're from, or say hello, or ask what my plans are for the cake. I might as well go over it a bit again, a little bit. So what we're going to be doing is we're making a cake of that basically. Gross. Making a cake of that, and the idea is to make a circle, make it into like a dome, and then the dome has these things sticking out the side of it, like those, and those things are going to be little cupcakes or muffins. So that's the plan. I'm not very well, so I'm not well enough completely wiped out, but I'm not well enough that it is I'm doing this instead, and I'm struggling to think quite as clearly as I normally do. Right. I can talk though. I can normally speak and do something at the same time. Yeah, so I'm streaming on Twitch and Facebook and on YouTube, and I've got this thing set up so I can see all the chats all in one place, because that's how streaming works for, with all these Twitch streamers and game streamers. Basically, all the tools have been made in the last few years for that. So I started the first live streaming I did was in 2010. Hang on, stop. Where's my oven gloves? Oh, they're a bit minging, I think. I chucked them in the wash. I'll be back in a second. Right, can't find my oven gloves. I'm going to do it the stupid way instead. Now you get to see me burning myself live on Nope, definitely not. Live on TV, or live on the live stream I should say. Yeah, so in 2010, the European Juggling Convention, who were doing it from Finland that year, contacted me and said, can you come and film it? I said yes. And then I think one of them got back to me a little while later and said, can you live stream it? Because the whole thing happens in one big building, it's got Wi-Fi throughout the building. And can you live stream it? And I said, I don't know, because I'd never live streamed anything before. And so we put together something, and I said, look, I'll come and film it, I'll try and live stream it. We put together this thing called EJC Live, where when I traveled over there, I made like 5 days worth of content. And I did it, and I live streamed up to, like, most days were like 10 hours a day. And then on the last day I live streamed for 14 hours, and it turned out that a lot of people in the town who were saw this big festival had come to their town and didn't really know what it was, decided, oh, we'll check it out, we'll check out the live stream. I didn't really know this. I thought all the viewers that I was getting like a couple of hundred to 1,000 people viewing most days or most of the time, and I thought they were jugglers all over the world, but it turns out a lot of them were locals. And then at the end of the week we did this public show, and a lot of the locals came to the public show, and they saw me, and they were coming up to me saying, oh Nathan, we've been watching the live stream. I mean, they were finished, they were talking. I couldn't understand some of them what they're saying, but they basically said, oh, we were watching the live stream all week, we've been watching you. And I felt like a mini celebrity. And then I needed somewhere to stay in Copenhagen. This is back in 2010. I needed someone to stay for a few nights, and I thought I was going to just be going back to the hostel or whatever, and mentioned that I needed a place to stay. And then somebody who was watching the live stream all week and whose boyfriend was at the festival told her boyfriend to come and find me, and they and offered me a place to stay when I came back to Helsinki, so I got free accommodation out of it. And yeah, I felt like, I felt like a mini celebrity, because when I got to Helsinki, somebody actually stopped me on the street and recognised me, and that was the first live stream I did, and I was blown away. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this all the time, and like people will know me online. You know, it was really early. Hardly anybody was live streaming at that point. And that's happened to me 0 times since. So there you go. That's my first time doing live streaming as a paid gig. It went better than I expected, and it's never gone as well. You know, if I was trying to do it to be famous, it's never gone that well since. A bit more than that. Right, I think that's about it. Sorry. That's one done. Right, this is the last one that's going on top, and I want this one to curve over a bit. I don't know how exactly to do that, but right. So that was the big one at the bottom. I've just done 2s in there, 3 I've just mixed and put in, and now I'm doing 4 this one. And that's going to be that one, and we are hoping that it will kind of curve over, and we'll leave that curve on, and that'll be the that'll be that top bit there, that's number 4. I hope. So if this isn't that interesting, once I've baked the cakes and got them ready, I'll then start cutting them up and decorating, and that's when everything will come together, I think. But feel free to hang around and chat with me in the meantime. Throw any comments that you have into the chat room, and I will respond to them, because I'm not really doing much thinking, though the thinking I am doing is using up more of my brain than it reasonably should. Ah, damn it, missed it. Oh no, that's fine. Yes, I've got a pair of scissors just there, but I'm being lazy. Right, that'll do. Get some of this. Right, I need to put in, just check on this again. This top one might be done. No, there's not more wood. You know what? That one is not. This one, right, let's do this one. Done. Right, don't do that anymore, I don't think. Not for now, until I do the icing later. Oh, gross. Oh god, I feel rough. Right, here we go. Get rid of that. What am I doing? There. Where's Mr. Sponge? There it is. Right, let's do this without getting burnt, shall we? You ready, boys and girls? There we go. I thought I pushed that loose then. Oh no, of course it's a clippy one, isn't it? That's never gonna come undone. It's never gonna pop out unless I do that. There we go. Right, now we're gonna do the flippy thing. Oh wow, that's really thin. Really thin. I don't think I've done enough of that at all. I might have to do another one of those. That's thin. Look at that. It's nicely cooked though. That'd be a nice top layer of a thing that I'm trying to make. Oh, I might have to do another one. Two of those layers maybe. Right, here we go. How much have we got, do you think? Probably got about six things. Will that be enough? Let's see. If anybody wants a slice of this cake to take home and eat, I would advise against it. I'm sure the cooking it gets rid of half of the germs and viruses, but when decorating it, I'm sure I'll just cough all over it again. Is that one or two? Two. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have enough of this either. I might do another 3 eggs to do one more of the big ones, and then finish off the rest of these. I wanted these overstuffed so they really come up at the top, so I've got enough material to then cut them down to size to then mold them into the these bits that, you know, the bits of the virus arms. Right, one of you needs to Google this for me. I want to know what these suckery bits here are on their virus, what they're called. They've got to have a technical name. The person who, the first person who puts that in the chat room gets 10 internet points from me, and you can claim them back at another time. Here we go. Yeah, I think I'm only going to get 6 out of here. I could do with a couple more. Oh shit. I mean, oh, rubbish. Yeah, last night I was, the reason why I had all this set up was last night I was live streaming myself, looking for dicks, because I do GPS drawings, which is running around the ground to draw a map, to draw a picture on a map using a GPS device, and there's people who do dick runs where they just draw a dick basically on the map, and I was feeling depressed and ill, so I thought that'd be a fun thing to do. I will find a dick to run. Oh god, I've just put keep spreading. I don't normally have laptops and stuff when I am when I'm cooking, and I'm getting stuff all over the place here. Let me just click on me. Yeah, so a few people are watching on Facebook and on Twitter. I knew this wasn't going to be like the most popular live stream in the world, but because I had my gear set up from last night, I thought I might as well do it. Gross. Yes, I know all of this is covered with germs and maybe viruses. I'm self-isolating, but you never know. It might be coronavirus, or maybe something worse than that. I could be coughing my guts up and like dying of... I don't know, I'm not a medical person. I think I've just already established that. Dying of something even worse than coronavirus, but you know what? I think it's best if I just stay inside. That's enough for me. You know, I think 8 of them. I think 8 might be enough. Almost perfect amount. For 8. I don't want 8 though, I wanted 12. Which is nice though. Time to check next one. My cough was a little bit more chesty yesterday. Oh, look, there you go. Mum and Dad are watching. My mum and Dad are watching, you see. And if your mum and Dad are watching, that means you've really made it into the mainstream of streaming. Let's get this. Cakes cool down quicker if you chop the top of them. Chop the top off them. Chop off the top of them. Chop off the top of them. There you go, that's me switching with a knife, by the way. That's what, in editing terms, that's what you call a cut. Cut to that camera, cut to that camera. Cut to that camera, cut to that. Oh, if I turn this one. If you're interested. Right, so that's going to help with the cooling, but also that's going to help with the shape of the thing as well. Whoa, almost took my finger. The moment of truth. It doesn't actually taste sweet enough. I mean, it's okay, but cake is meant to be sweet. There we are. Right. Here we go. Back over here, so I am getting distracted. The bottom one should be done by now. Whoa. Yeah, done. Oh. I didn't know that wouldn't fit, by the way. I was just testing myself. Let's give 1 more minute for that one. Right. Yeah, I think I might leave these and the other one in case. Oh no, I need to do it. I need to do it now. Let's have a look. What am I thinking now? What am I actually doing? Right, this one here. You ready, boys and girls? You might be ready, I am not ready. Where's it gone? I didn't put paper down in these, but it should be okay if I get my trusty stick here. That should work. In theory it should work, but in practice, theories don't always work. Nice. It's a bit soft there, but that's okay. I think that'll do. Right, that's layer one. One is the big one. That isn't actually that big. Two, that's 2. 3 and 4 are in the oven. I'll just put it on this one for a second. I'm not dying, I'm okay. Right. Layer number 3. Should be done. That's fine, that's fine. Right. Next one. Where's my stick gone? Here it is. Wooden sticks don't mess up non-stick baking tins, and also if you bend them down like that, you can just get them under the edges to start moving them up a little bit. Useless tips and tricks from Nathan. Should have used paper. There you go, that's going round there, and it's actually, the stick is sticking. Hang on, this is the better one. So what I do, look, I put the stick at like a little right angle here, and then I put it down in there, and as I turn it, it goes more and more underneath, and it comes up underneath. But I've broken that one now, so. But in theory, I knew this was underdone, it was a little bit too soft. Now, I'm saying that now because I've made a mess, so I can always say I knew I was going to make a mess before I make a mess, and that means the mess is, it shows that I am wise and know what I'm talking about. But if you notice, I only say that after I have already made a mess. That's okay, because that's going in the going in the middle of the cake there. Right, that's done. Time to eat a little bit more of that one. It's actually alright. Again, not quite as sweet as I'd like. Right. Right, so if this is the cake, top down view, it's going to be about, these are going to be about, each one of them is a quarter, it's going to be a quarter of the width of the cake. So if this is the cake, one of those is going to be, that's quarter of the way across. So they're going to be about this big on the cake. How many lines are we there? Another 3 there, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, that's, yeah, so we're gonna have another cake there. Another cake there. So if we're gonna space them out, sorry, I should do this really, if you actually see what I'm doing. So that means if we have a cake this size, they're going to be about this big. So we can have one over there, sticking out. One over there. One here. One here. I don't want them like equal. Because, I mean, obviously they're not random because they grow out of something. But I don't want them too I don't want it to look like a football with knobbly bits on. So we've got another one here. And I think I'm going to put some half ones. So if we're looking at the cake from the side, like this, I'm going to have a couple which are half ones which come out like this, out the side, which means I can probably double up on those. So if I have ones which come out, say one here and one here, and then maybe one more hole in that. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I've got one which can be a spare. I've got 8. That's cutting it fine. Right, that'll have to do. I'm not making another batch. We're going in. We're going in. Oh well, that is not working in there. Maybe I've opened the door too many times. Right. Right, if we are not making any more mixes, I don't need this, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need any more of those. All those. Do need that. It's a great tip, everybody. Always spray away from your laptop. Okay, here we go. Okay, colours. Let's have a look at this thing again. Again, all these are false colours, so I can kind of go with whatever I want. They all look a bit greeny and yellow. Oh no, that's that red one is a common looking one. I could do grey with red bits coming out, but I do want it to look a bit like that. Right, I'm gonna just Coronavirus Guardian images. Oh no, I wanted a picture of the corona. What's another? Oops. What's another newspaper? Times. Is that a? Oh no, that's a heat map of. You know what? I think I can just do any colour I want. Oh no, that's the one I've seen in the Guardian. Ah, that's the one I've been looking at. And then it's got these other little bits on. Ugh, that's so gross. Right, okay, well that's what we're going for, that colour scheme. That colour scheme and that other shape. Right, let me just check this. Yep, no one cares. Right. chocolate chips. Go in the bin. It's all dried out. What is that? So much for these things being airtight. Have I got any more black? Oh, there's some grey there. Oh, that's going to be dried out as well, isn't it? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I can make that fine. Right, so we need some red, lots of grey. Dry. I'll put the music back on. Should really have this on a longer playlist. Oh look, no one's watching anymore. I had up to 12 people watching a little bit earlier. Oh no, a few people are watching. Oh, that's not counting Facebook. Oh, it's counting Twitch and sorry, this is me looking at this. It's counting Twitch and YouTube. That's fine. Right, let's check these things again. Well, that looks done. Yes, I know I'm messing up the things because of this. Got some grey going there. Need some... where's it gone? Where's my coronavirus picture gone? There was a specific one I wanted. It was the red and grey one. From The Guardian, which is the one I remember. Ah, there it is. That's the one I want. Right, that's the grey. It's going to have a weird texture. And this is some red. I need some... Have I got open a yellow already? Some yellow. you know what, the stuff that was in one of these bags has actually stayed soft. So I think when I put this away, I'm going to put all these open ones in a couple of these bags and then back in my airtight containers for my icing. Right, red, that end bit there, let's dry it out. I'm going to just pop these in here while I'm waiting, because the cakes have to finish cooking and cool before I can put the this on. Right, so we need some orange making, not much though, just a little bit more red. What I'm trying to do is keep a little bit of texture in it. I'm going to do it one more because I don't want these bits to be just like a block of orange. I want them to be a bit more texture, so I think I'm going to go about like that, and then we can still see these lines coming through it. And when I mold that and turn it into those little bits, it won't just look like blocks of color. It'll have texture to it, which is kind of what you want. What did I just say I was going to do with these before I put them away? I was going to put the open ones in a airtight bag. And again, what I'm going to do, you have to be really careful with black though. You just put tiny little bits in with the black and it just turns the whole thing like a desaturated gross colour. It doesn't just darken it down, it takes the vividness out of the colour as well. So in a little bit I'm going to do that, but I need to see how big the cupcakes need to be before I do that. Talking of cupcakes and other cake, should we have a look how that's getting on? Go. Whoa. Wow, that definitely looks done now. So much for being curved over, it's all like lopsided. I think I'll be able to do that though. Which one of these is done? It's basically done. I'll show you. I was hoping to get this curved over to make it like the top. Where's my layer plan here? This is number 4, that one, to get this curved bit of the top. And to be honest, I got it to curve pretty good, like I wanted it to. But the curve is over to the, I'll show you when it's at the tin. Never do that with bare hands, kids. And then this is the worst one because all the steam inside the cake comes out and burns your hand if you're not careful. The bottom's coming off. So if you see, it's curved. Ouch, it's hot, so hot. It's curved over, but the curve is off to one side. Hey, who said coronaviruses were perfectly spherical anyway? So. Right, done. Right, so we've got all the cakes are done. Let's start putting them. Oh no, all the circle cakes are done. Now we need to start putting them together. Okay, that's our base. Let's see how high these get. Hang on, which is the one with the rect bottom? There it is. I'll put that one on first. That is not. That is not ideal. Alright, time to do some doctoring. This bit here hopefully will serve two purposes. It's going to take a little bit of width off the bottom here. Also takes a little bit of the rough edges off. And this one I'm not going to eat that one. There we are. You know what? There's some big air bubbles here. I whipped it up too much or whatever. Well, the big blob that I spilt on the edge of the top is definitely cooking well. Now I chose this one to go on top because I knew that between this one and this one I was going to have to cut the top. I was going to have to cut the edge of this cake off. So I chose the cake with the slightly more crispy edges to take off, because then I can pretend I'm taking it off for structural reasons, but I'm actually taking it off for taste and texture reasons as well. So it's got to come off. It's got to come off. Oh, you might see on YouTube that the YouTubers have these like special tables that they, like Lazy Susans, they put the cake on and spin it around and decorate it. Well, I think this, with just spinning a piece of paper around like this, is much, much better. Oh, I pretend it's much, much better, because it means I don't have to admit that I can't really fit anything like that in my tiny kitchen. There we go. So we've got now, I don't know if you can see this. This curve is coming up. I don't know if that makes sense. what we're going to do is take this piece here, this little bit that I've cut off, and now I can flip it around, and if need to, I can add that bit to there like that, and it looks like it's part of that layer. And then this bit here I can take off and flip over, put here, and this piece, if I've cut it off correctly, which I haven't because it's still going, and flip over and go here, and then all the mess can actually use it. But I will have to do that with icing. And again, because this is a coronavirus, who said a coronavirus had to be perfectly smooth? No one. No one, I said, is eating the cake. Yum 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 yum. I'm getting hungry. I know on Great British Bake Off they have like 3 hours to do it in. But normally for the showstoppers and stuff, they've kind of already planned what they're doing. This is taking me a lot longer because I'm making it up as it's going along. So no, how long have I been doing this? I've been doing it an hour and a half. And I've baked 1, 2, 3, 4 cakes and 8 muffin cupcake things. And now we're starting to do the structural side of it. Now, that is actually fairly well curved all over, so probably won't even need the fake curve off the top of this one. Still a bit worn. I could probably, if I wanted to, just increase the height of the curve with the top of the other one. I think I might have made too much cake. Probably use that just as it is. Let's have a look. Let's take that one off. Yeah, you see, I think that might actually just be turning into a That made sense when I drew it. That made so much sense when I drew it. There's not enough difference in width. That one, it looked in the pan, looks smaller. Whereas this, it's the same width as those ones. God. What do you think, guys and gals and others? No, I don't think that's quite high enough. I think I am going to take... Yeah, look, I've baked it now. Might as well use it now. I've baked it. Too many apples as well. See, if I was in the British Bake Off, I'd get marked down a lot like that for that. Still a bit warm though. Yeah, I think they're done. Oh, I think they're done. Shelf. That burning, that spill I did, that's not a thing. There it is. Yep. 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 We're done. getting to the exciting bit where I actually start decorating the blooming thing. I think a blast of air in my face might have finished me off. Right, let's get these on here. Ow! 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 Oven off. That makes it nicer. Right. Need to neaten this up a little bit. Right, there's our dome at the top. And then I don't normally make this many layers to make a cake, by the way. Just I am this time. And I know there's easier ways to make a dome, but this is the way I chose to do it. Dome. Right, so that's what we've got. Sorry guys, I was just getting too gross. I've been coughing into my arms without a without a jump on it. Gross. Right. Right, I've got my dough. I might need the. What I was gonna say is, I had said this before. I was gonna be making a lemon cake this weekend anyway. And so I got lemons and I got lemon icing because I can't be able to make my own. Because this is meant to be for someone who can't eat dairy, and it's easier just to get ice and make up my own butter icing. But I had one of the onions. I had one of the lemons for pancakes with Griffin on Wednesday, and I don't have enough lemons. I would not have enough lemons for this cake anyway, because it was going to be a smaller cake. But it means I'm going to have to use this for the icing. So I need those bits maybe. We'll see. Right, I think a few of you have just jumped onto the live stream, so I'll just quickly say what we're doing. We're making a coronavirus cake. It's the color scheme is going to be this one. It's going to be grey and with the red. Has anyone worked out what these things are called? These spines or suckers or whatever they are. It's going to be that color. It's going to be that color scheme. I can't type. Coronavirus. There we are. But the shape of it is going to be like this one. So this is the shape. This is the shape we're going for, and this is the color that we're going for, because it seems to be there's no set shape of what it is, and obviously all the colors are false. So that's what we're going for. And this is what I've done. I've done 4 layers, base, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the top. Didn't quite work out how I expected, but that's it. And then I'm using cupcakes, and they're going to be these bits that stick out the side, like those bits, and those are going to be like cupcakes, and they're going to be coming out from the sides of it like that. That is the plan. Now we're going to build this again and stick it together with this cream. Don't know if that's a good idea. Those are the inside bits of the oh no, there's probably not going to be enough in there. Maybe this could be just strawberry cakes. Yeah, let's stick it together with different versions of jam. Different versions of jam. Different species of jam. Oh man. Right, species of jam number 1. Might be 2 spoons for this. Wow, this jam is really cheap. It doesn't seem to have any strawberries in it. As the smart price, so that'll be why. A bit much. At this point, I don't really care. No one else is going to want to eat this after my coughing and spreading viruses all over it. Let's do the next one. Oh no, look at that, it's coming apart, it's coming apart. Is that stuck? Yeah. Maybe I'll just have to use the lemon thing for something else another time. Oh, if you're in the if you're watching live, you can always jump onto the chat feature or message it. There's I'm looking for someone who can tell me what these bobbly bits are that come out of a virus, that I like out the body of a virus. I know it's not a viruses don't have bodies, but that bit, what these bits that come out the side, that is what I need to know what they're called, so I can call them cupcake something. If you chuck that in the chat, I will give you 10 internet points, which you can redeem for a high five and a lick on the face once everybody's better. Oh, that'll have to do. That's enough. Right. Get Slayer on. Holes. Now I have trypophobia, and that's almost setting me off. I know what we'll do. Let's do a different flavour jam. Let's do raspberry flavour for this level. Layer. Once you've gone through all the levels, you get to fight the boss at the end. The boss is me. Oh wow, this jam actually has fruit in it. You can actually see fruit in this jam because it is the rich raspberry conserve. Cool. There's one more to go. Maybe a little bit. If we have 2 strawberry layers, we might as well have 2 raspberry layers as well. Now, the biggest problem with the build of this cake, with the structure of it, the biggest problem I see, which is going to come, is I can put a cupcake there, and I can do the bottom ones around the side, but how am I going to put cupcakes there? You know, how does the physics of that work? I can always use I can use skewers that go in and then stick them on the skewer, but I'd rather not. It's not cheating, but you know, I'd rather not. You know what, I think I'm just gonna take the very bottom layer of this off. Here. Kind of goes down and starts curving inwards. That's what I'm telling myself. Sorry about that, just had to be done. Yay! Done. Do you like that? My breakfast bar can move forward and backwards, depending if you want to get to the drawers, or if you want to get something underneath. It's not magic, but it's a nice little feature to have. That's gross, never do that. Alright, Time to start icing time. This is where it starts getting interesting, in my opinion. Right, let's go. I'm doing this because it's, just put my hand right top. I'm doing this because it smooths it out nicely and helps the thingy icing to stick better and smoother. Reduce the amounts of lumps and bumps. Want that shot instead? Don't know if I'm going to have enough cream to do the bottom joins. If there's any big messy bits though, all I'm going to do is whack a cupcake on it to make the noodly bits. I think I'm just going to call them noodly bits. Is that bad? Is that being mean to the virus eyes? The viruses. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, the music stopped again. I'll pop it back on. There we go. Sorry about that. Right. The reason I can tell when the music stops is when I cough. I try and turn away from the microphone a bit, but I look at the monitor, the audio monitor, like the little sound thing that goes up and down, and then I go, oh, the music isn't on anymore. So I will. So that's when I notice, and then put on again. There's a bit there. Oh, God. I feel rough. So how are you all? How are you all getting through this difficult time? Is anybody else here not feeling too great? Oh, are you all fine? I have to be cooped up inside a house. I might as well be cooped up live streaming. Oh God, I've just made a hole in this. Oh, that's alright. You know what? I think that's just about done. Maybe a little bit more here on the bottom. Yes, I know it looks like a big ball of snot at the moment, but when the other icing is on, it's going to look fine. I'm going to start adding the colour and the texture. looking pretty good. Now, I should put this in the cooler to help all this come together. I don't have a cooler, so I'm going to throw it on my balcony, which may or may not be a good idea. But here we go, I'll go a little bit of that left. You know what, I might be able to just fit it in the fridge. Let's take everything else. Take those eggs out. Hang on, I just wash my hands. What was it doing? Putting this in here. Not close. Yay, it does. Right, let's close this off. Right, let's get this cleaned down and then I can start doing the fun stuff with the fun icing. I mean, I think all this is fun, but some bits are more funner than others. So this surface has to be pretty clean, and then I'll go and get my mat and clean that off. Right, so I use one of these cutting mats because I don't have a rolling mat and it has centimetre bits on it. So in a minute I need to actually make a pretty big thing of icing to do this with here. And from experience, that's still not dry enough. And from experience, you can see there's a little bit of moisture there. That is right. So let's get this cut. That doesn't do anything. Right, let's get this colour scheme up. Which one did we say? There it is. So this is what we're going for. That looks really dull on the in there. Alright, okay. Does that look better? Ah, that looks better. So we're going for that quite red look and a greyish thing with the orangey bits on. I've already prepared a little bit of grey, but we want to have a little bit more texture to it. You see, that one is and zoom in. See, that one looks like it's done with an electron scanning microscope. You know, where they move the electron thing across and they make an image of, oh no, whatever it is, I can't remember how they do it. I think they plate these little things with like metal or gold, and then they zoom out, shoot electrons at them or something like that. That's probably what it's more likely what it looks like. But I quite like the extra texture that you get off one like that. That looks like it's looking more like the folded proteins and stuff. I'm speaking out my backside, I don't know what any of this is. Right, the first person to tell me what these little knobbly bits are sticking out gets a prize. Right, here we go. Let's do this grey. Grey. Black. White. Right, so how are we going to do this texture? So I'm trying to get all the cracks out of this one. So at least when we move it, we mix it in, we're only mixing in 2 lots, not mixing all this into itself. I think that's about right. Do some white. Right, so we're looking for some texture here. I think I'm going to just... You have to be really careful with black, guys. Because this stuff, whatever it mixes with, it just turns everything black or just into a dark grey, crappy colour. So, here we go. If this works first time, I'll be surprised, but it has to work first time because I don't have a lot of white icing left over. Ah, it's not working. We need more white, Captain. We need more white. Okay, here we go. A little bit more. Right first time, because you cannot do this twice, because once you've mixed in the black into the white, the only thing you can make then is grey. I think my light might have moved. It doesn't make any difference. Right, what we're doing now is we're making the bits that hopefully will give the thing texture. But we have to be careful with this bit. Right, where's my knife? Right, so I'm making this. You almost have had rock before. So what we're doing now is we're just cutting these into bits just under 1 centimetre, and so they should be white circles with black bits in the middle. And it looks like that is the case. Cool. Yeah, might as well use all of this. You know what I need? I need my rolling pin. Right, here we are. Yeah, so this whole thing's going to have to go over the cake that I made. So I probably need, and if that's that big, I probably need it that big. So I'm going to have to make a little bit more, of this. All of that in. Gotta go for it, gotta just put it all in. I think there should be some black in the middle of here. Maybe it's not enough. So I want this grey to be halfway between the white and the black of that. Maybe not halfway, I don't know. It might be nice to have just a little bit of texture in this as well. You know, like that kind of texture. A tad more, then I'll put it in. No, I'm gonna make some more. If it's too much, fine. If it's not enough, I can't really get back and change it. Get that worked in. I want this to be pretty even grey, and then I'm gonna do the rest of the marbling with this bit. Hello. So I turned back to that camera just for you to see me cough. That's so gross. Right, let's get this mixed in. Sorry if this is getting boring. I told you this was going to be the exciting bit. Actually takes quite a lot of work to work through a black into, you know, turn it into the grey, but there we are. I think that'll do. Right, perfect. Right, I think that's actually going to be enough now. Right, let me just squish it all together and then I can start rolling it out, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with these bits. I might have made too many of those, but again, better to make too many than not enough. Do you like that? Do you like that texture? Or pattern, I should say. It's not texture. Texture is how things. What we're going to do now is this going to work? Do they need to be thinner than that? Yeah, maybe they need to be thinner. They look like eyes, don't they? I'm gonna have way too many now. Okay, doesn't matter. we can work it out. These look like frog eyes. What's the frog from The Simpsons? Anyway, we want to make it look gross and medical-ish, don't we? It's not meant to be a happy little coronavirus thing. Right, here we go. If I turn that heat oven off, I have you. So it's getting a bit warm. Does this look gross enough yet? Right, one more. Right, here we go. Let's press these in. Now the idea is when we roll this out big enough for the cake, these will all like squish out a bit more into the slightly different shapes and sizes, which should give it quite a cool look. That is actually making me feel a bit ill. Oh, I have trypophobia. Why would I do this to myself? Oh God, I need to turn this over. Let's get this going. Right, okay, here we go. I need my other one. That one is great for getting a set height, because these bits you can kind of screw these things on the end and make it a specific width. And the height of that little lump, if those bits are on the mat, then you know this is going to be a certain thickness. But if I try and roll it across a bit too big, it makes these marks that go straight the way across. So I have to go back to my Stone Age rolling pin here, which isn't as good, but you can roll it across the middle like that. It doesn't damage the layer of the this is getting quite big now. I should have actually, you know what I'm going to do? I need to know the size over there so I can do this big enough, because that is still not big enough. What am I going to use? Where's just a piece of string when you want one? Oh look, a charging cable. Right, this goes over, so it's at least that. So I need it to be 10 to 44, probably to 50, so I need to be 40 centimetres. 40 centimetres either way. So we've got up to here, 1 to 30. That cannot be right. Yeah. We've got a way to go with this. Maybe I should have put even more stuff in. This is going to be thin. Let's get some extra white. And put some of this on the underside of this, then I can pick out even more. How long have we been streaming now? Oh, 2 hours. That's good. Over there. It's ripped. Let's get this on the middle of this. Bum 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 bum. Okay, it's not sticking. Right. Now I should be able to make this even bigger without hopefully that's where we're up to 18 to 52, so we need 6 more centimeters that way, and we've got more than enough going. Now we've got about the right amount going that we just have to do it out this way now. Here we go. To pick this up. I hope we can use the cupcake bits to hide any rips and stuff. Sticking down here. For it this way. Right, getting there. It seems to be 40 across. We're going from 9 there to 47 there. Yes, we're getting there. I just need to get it up here. I don't think I'm going to be able to fold this over even one more time, so I'm going to have to go for it with this piece, but it's too big and it's too thin, and I have not done it properly. I should have used way more. To be honest, I should have measured the cake first before doing this, but you know, you live and learn. Or you don't, if it's me, because I've made the mistake. I've made the mistake multiple times before. So, right, I think that's it. I think that's about as big as I'm gonna be able to get. Oh God. What am I doing? Is this gonna work? It's going to have to. I'm completely off. Hey kids, look at Nathan. He knows what he's doing. Right, here we go. Are you ready for this? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? A big thing. Ah, got it. I should have done the final rolling out on the other side instead of this side, so I could have dropped it straight onto the cake, but I didn't because I'm useless. I don't think this is coming off. Don't move. Maybe I'll try from this side. It's working, coming off. This is why you should always use non-stick surfaces. You should see what I see at the moment. This is like some kind of epic birthing of it. Coronavirus skin. Right, there we are. Now that's upside down, which is good because I'm going to put that on top of the cake in a second. Okay. Cake. Are you ready for this? Shall I pause the music for this big moment? No, right, let's go for it. How do I get this from this paper onto there? Ah. It's too big. I've never done a dome this big before. Do you think I'd just whack it down on top in one big move? Right, you ready, boys and girls? This is the dumbest thing I've done all day. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Didn't go far enough. Oh, I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. I might have even done it too big. That's fine. I don't mind doing it too big because that means the eyes go all the way down to the like off the bottom. And also, who wants really thick icing anyway? Oh, sorry about that, guys and girls. Here we are. It looks so gross. Trypophobia is like it's not so much a fear of holes. It's not like you look at them and go, ah, go away. You see them, all these little holes in things, and it makes you feel kind of physically ill. It gives you weird belly stuff. Lots of people have it a little bit, and they see it and go, oh, that's gross, because it looks like, I mean, it's really like if you see somebody who's diseased and you see all like the little holes in their skin and everything, it's meant to make you feel gross. You know, like your body's good reaction is that you find that gross. But the thing is, with someone with trypophobia, it's like the scale is, it's like it goes off the scale. I mean, if the scale went up to 10 and you were 11, obviously it would go off the scale, but I've got one more fold here to do. Let me get rid of that. So the idea of this level is that it's meant to be like grayscale and really subdued, and then the things that we're going to stick on top, those are the bits that are going to give the cake all the colour it needs. You know what? I think that's gone just about as well as I could have hoped. Rolled it out much too far. Gave myself all sorts of problems, but sorry, there's a little crack there. I'm just wetting my finger slightly and just going over the crack. But I think that's about where we want to be. Right, should we cut this stuff off, and then we can roll it up and make a different kind of grey with it, which I might be able to use again. The grey of this bit was I think it was the path of my parkrun cake, my 100 parkrun cake, which I made myself. Right. Oh, it's got a bit of cake on. There we go. Should we see it from the side? That's the same size as the bit I added in at the end to make it big enough. Idiot. Didn't need to be that big at all. Right. I didn't expect these to be quite that big. I was probably thinking, well, not half that size, but you know, a lot thinner than that. A lot smaller than that. That's okay, because when I stick the things in, I won't stick the cupcakes like directly into them. I'll stick the cupcakes in between the eyes. eyes, that's what I'm calling them. Right, I don't need that anymore. I was looking for something a bit more flexible than just a board. I've got lots of bits of wood, so I got this, which is a piece of carpet tile I bought for a project and have never used. And as only I'm going to eat this cake, because I don't think anybody else wants to eat it, I think that's fine. Right, that's done. That's going back in the fridge for a couple of minutes, and I'll get these cupcakes done, these muffins done. Guys, sorry about this. I'm putting a kettle on because I need some lemsip, so that'll just have to be on in the background. Music, this playlist music, I thought it was longer than this. So I'll just put the music on again. Sorry, I can't take requests because I'm not allowed, you're not allowed to, live stream music unless you have your license. And this is all I've got a license for at the moment. I need to download a lot more of these tracks to make a longer playlist, but I didn't know I was going to be live streaming for 2.5 hours, and I'm not done yet. Right, so what we're going for here, we're making these this colour, but they've got to look like whatever those things are, those bits sticking out. They're about the right shape, aren't they? But they're going to be like a reddy brown colour. Oh, by the way, if you're watching, you can always jump onto the chat room. I can see Facebook, Twitch and YouTube here. So just jump in and send me a message, say who you are, where you're watching from, if you'd like to eat my coronavirus cake when it's done. It tastes quite good actually, but yeah, that's what we're doing. I know a few people have been watching because I've got a few chat messages here, including my mum and dad who jumped on Facebook and watched me from Facebook for a little while, which is nice. Like I say, you know you made it when your mum and dad are watching your live stream. Where's my bin? Where's my bin? Oh, I know what I should have done. Like I said, the cake was meant to be a lemon cake, but I ate the lemons earlier on. I did use the lemon icing on the inside. I should have just emptied some sachets of lemsip, or fake sip as I call it. We could have emptied some fake sip in there and just like had a paracetamol decongestion cake made out of coronavirus. So this coronavirus would make you feel better than the real one. Sorry, this is really squeaky, isn't it? So I'm just doing this. I'll be with you in a second. Right, let's peel this. Let's peel these cupcakes, muffins. And are they cooked? Yes. You know what? I might just leave them that shape and size because they're, they're almost right, and they look like little muffin cupcakes. So. Here we go. Earlier on I didn't know if I was going to have enough tiered cakes to make the ball, and it turned out I had quite a lot more cake left over. Didn't think I was going to have enough icing, and I had loads left over just there to make the skin of the pelt of the virus. and then I was worried I wouldn't have enough cupcakes, but it looks like I have. I think I'll have a good coverage of blotches. If anybody knows what those bits sticking out of a virus are called, please let me know in the chat, or just message below the video, or I'll just keep calling them virus muffins. Virus cupcakes. Right, here we go. Last two to peel. Peel your cupcake, peel your cupcake. Eat your cupcake, eat your cupcake. So I'm singing kids songs now. Here we go. Don't need that anymore. Right, where's this? Oh, I need some red. Where's the red? God, do I have to stretch that red for all of those cupcakes? That's not going to be enough, is it? More red, and can we put some other little bits of colour in it? What's the bit? Yay! Pink. Right, I think I've got enough here. Excuse me. Right, let's get some colours mixed up. Right, pink and red I think, so I've got lots of pink, I've got some red, and they all go well together, give a little bit more texture to it. Oh, hello Lauren. I just made a cake with eye hole things on it and it made me feel very ill. Still going to eat it though. I had loads of eggs left over because I was going to do baking with the kids this weekend because we were going to be staying in, so I bought loads of eggs and stuff, and then they never came because I wasn't very well. How does this mix? So what I'm thinking is red and pink over the top, and then maybe some green bits down the side of these things. I might slim them down slightly. I'll do one to see how it looks. Yeah, well you've only got one egg. Sorry, I've got. I don't know how many left, quite a few. I had 15 at the start. I've used 8. I think that's going to be enough for the tops. Right, do I have a green open? Right, here we go. Let's get this rolled out. You know what might work? This might be helpful. I don't have any cutters. I'm sure I did. Will that work? Right, so I'm going to use I'll use this one this time. Right, I'll just zoom in and see what shot I'm doing here. I'm grabbing these little bits of green, putting them around the bottom here. And now I'm going to roll this out a little bit more and see what that looks like. Needs to do a little bit more. Let's see if that looks any good. Right, so I want it to look like that on the top. Maybe that's a little bit too pink. Maybe I need more red in it than these green bits down the side. Maybe. Test one. Let's get a bit more red in this. Looking a little bit pink. Whoa! So I just knocked everything off the thing. Why am I singing West Side Story? Yeah, I have no idea if this is going to work either, but it's going to have to because I kind of committed to it now. That looks like a strawberry. Well, I'm gonna have to. Can't have it looking like a strawberry. Oh, that might have worked. Yeah, we'll have to do with that. It's made it into a bit of a bit more texture. It's a virus, it's meant to look minging. That's what I'm telling myself. Ta-da! Right, the other's going to be a lot redder, I think. Sorry about that. Right, here we go, back to this. Let's get this going. Little production line here. That bit of green, I'll just avoid that when I'm putting out circles. I could probably find this thing with a sharper edge than a cake tin. There you are. Out a little bit more. There you go, there's another one. I'm not going to have enough. We've only got... Right, well let's just have to make this go a bit further, get some more pink in, and the rest of the red. Come on, there you go. Sorry about that. Right, here we go. What have you got left in here? Got some red in there too. Pop that in. It's a bit hard. I'm kind of running out of put a bit of blue in as well. Blue's probably a bit nicer than green. Get all that mixed in nicely. Not too much. Right, I need to get 4 more, 4 more bowly bits, and then I'll neaten all these up, and then we can put them on the cake, I think. That's the bit I've been waiting to do. Oh. Right, where's my little cutter I'm gonna use? Oh no, where's the big cut? Use. Oh no, that's the same size. Right, I'm gonna do this bit here. I'm gonna do this bit here. I'm gonna do this bit here. It's good, it's good, it's good, good. No, it isn't, it's falling apart. Whoops. Right, it's gonna, this whole cake's gonna come together pretty quick in a minute. No scissors because not all the same size. Oh god, that looks so blue. The blue doesn't seem to mixed in very well at all, it's just dulling everything down. That's alright. Should be red the other side. And spray. Right, last one. And again, I overestimated how much icing I'd need for this part of the project. Saving that for later because it's all mixed in, but I will anyway. Right, that's done. That's done. I think that bit's done now. That one looks terrible. I might recover that. I just thrown lem sip all over the place. Do that in a minute. Right, here comes the moment of truth. That's cooled down nicely. Fold the icing under there. Right. Okay, how to make these stick on there, and which ones do we want at the top? I think we can get just put a little bit of water on there. That's one with the green bits on the side. One with the right shade. Yeah, I can do this because I'm the only person who's going to eat it. And nobody else cares. Well, it looks like a disease with bunny ears at the moment. Let's see if we can improve this. Right, there we go, it's coming together. Should have made these brighter. Oh, that's too late now. I'm gonna add a bit more colour in a second with this stuff. Right, I think I'm going to recover both of those. Almost there. This one is going to go. Yeah. This one is going to go. Right here. Gross. Sorry guys. Guys and girls, sorry. It seems to be on. This one's massive. I wanted to leave a little bit around the bottom here. So then I'm sticking the icing to the icing, but this icing is kind of going around and then supporting the top of it. So just get a little bit of water there and do that. And then when I hold this against here, it should just stay on. Right, so I think I'm gonna recover these two. I'm gonna put one there, and then I'm gonna put one there. Then I'm done. Right, so let's get the where's the main colour one I used a second ago? There it is. Finish off the red. I did. Pop a bit more paint on it. And remove some of this blue bits here. The blue was a bad idea. Bit like the black, it just dulls everything down. bit of patience with this. Well, that's barely even the right colour, but right. This is what happens when you mess up your colours and then you run out. I should have left them all that colour instead of going down to this colour. Anyway, there's not much we can do about it now. God damn it. Need to test one anyway. Right, I think I'm just about done. Right, we're 3 hours in. It looks a lot duller than I was hoping it would. I shouldn't have put... Anyway, it doesn't matter. I did what I could. Right, I'm going to make these little bits that stick out. How many do I want? Why? Because I don't care anymore. Right. So what I'm doing here is adding these little these little colourful sticky outy bits. It's like inverted cones. I've seen them on a few of the different pictures of the virus. Again, these pictures are always, you know, artist impressions or whatever, so if they actually look like that or not, no idea. And should you use cocktail sticks to stick into your cake to hold things? No. I've been doing this for too long. I'm not happy with how it's turned out, so what am I going to do? Oh, the music's finished. I didn't realise how short the playlist was. I just picked out one that was on the thing. Need to get a longer playlist next time I do this, if I ever do it again. Right, lessons. I always seem to overestimate the amount of stuff I need, and I've made too much of everything all the way along. Other lesson, which I already knew, don't mix up your colours that don't mix together. That is fine. Orange and yellow, yellow and orange. Blue and pink is never going to work. Right, a couple more of these. Right. I think it's done. Go in the bin. Bin. One second. Hang on. Okay. That's not what I had in mind. What I was imagining in my brain. But I'll have to do, I suppose. That one looks terrible. See ya. Okay, that's it. I'm knackered. See you next time. Bye.